coming down. We'll be coming down in 3, 2, and 1 with Mike Shank here. It is HQ, Pataskala HQ. Mike Shank, boy, just when you're slowing down, you're speeding back up again, right, in auto racing. Here you guys are. You just won the pole position for the Rolex 24. You're going for 2 in a row in the Rolex 24. You're going for your 3rd win in the Rolex 24 at Daytona this weekend. And just give us a synopsis of, did you even take a breath this offseason?
Not much of a breath. This year kind of ushers in a new era of hybrid racing and IMSA competition. And we're running that charge for Acura. And our new car is super exciting and does a lot of really neat things in an electrified kind of world, which we're really proud of. It also has a new power unit, which is another thing we're developing. So it's been a really tough time from September of 22 to get this car to where it is today. And obviously we're super happy for Acura to be able to put it on pole, which was extremely close against the Porsche from Roger Penske. So we're really proud of the team, the engineers, Tom Blomqvist, who did the lap, which was just a phenomenal effort. And it's kind of cool to go back and look at it on YouTube now. It's just a real piece of artwork of driving. So we're real proud of that. We have a huge job coming up this weekend at the 24. To do qualifying is one thing, but to run for 24 hours with a brand new car, we're expecting issues along the way until we get this car fully developed. But in the meantime, we have the basis of a great car here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tom Blomqvist, man, what a lap. You know, when you're going through that bus stop especially, which I think is almost a key turn on a lap, you can take the shots like he did on that, like for a qualifying, but you don't want him doing that every time in a race. But man, he even taking that shot, he went through there smoothly, right? I mean, it was like, what just stood out about that more than anything else to you?
Well, I just think when people, I wish everyone knew the whole story on why that's so incredible, but he only got 1 lap to do that time. And usually you need 2 or 3 to get the tires to their temperature, their operating pressure and temperature. And he didn't have that, and he still pulled it off, which is, in the racing terms, it is a 10 of a 10. It's just ridiculously hard to do. And I'm really proud of him. I think, honestly, if he'd have done 1 more lap, he'd have gone a couple tenths quicker. But that was good enough for pole today. Again, typically it doesn't matter at the Rolex, really, a 24-hour race. But this time it was about pride. You have all these OEMs now, Porsche, GM, BMW, and Acura now, and it's good to get this off on the right foot.
Yeah, but I've always said, man, you know, it's a lot easier to slow a fast car down than to speed a slow car up. You know what I mean? I mean, at least y'all showed right out of the gate you've got some speed, right? I mean, how encouraging is that, I guess, going into this weekend? Obviously, longevity in the race, consistency in the race is key, but it does give you a little bit of a feather in your cap, right?
Well, I mean, for us, when we came out of the box at the practice last weekend, you know, there were 5 sessions, and we were P1 at all the sessions, and you could just see and listen to the guys getting out of the car, driving the car. There's four drivers for this race. They loved the car. They thought it was easy to drive. They had tons of pace, and they could do the race that day. That doesn't speak to the reliability side yet. And the car is highly complex, very cool, but highly complex. So we have a lot to learn there still. We're bracing for any issues that we have to be able to deal with them. And I think you'll see issues across the board. These cars are so advanced. They're not quite F1, but they're certainly well beyond IndyCar at this point. And so there's a lot to learn.
Hey, real quickly, this new powertrain, et cetera, what just stands out about it the most to you? I mean,
well, what people will see is that we take off out of the pit box full electric now. So there's no big smoky tire burnouts and all this stuff anymore. We leave on electric just like your Tesla would or your Honda EV. But that's the first thing you'll notice. But there's a lot of differences with them. One thing, we go a half an hour longer on energy. So between pit stops, we're from 35 minutes to almost an hour now. So the cars are way more efficient.
Yeah. Real quickly, you know, we're at your Pataskala shop. It's brand new. Well, not brand new. It's it's broken in. It's broken in. But man, you guys have got your IndyCar team getting ready to go to spring training. When is that?
That's 2 weeks from now. So it's out in Palm Springs, California, at a private track out there.
Yeah.
There's 27 full-time cars this year, which is unbelievable. So all of them are going to be there. We're going to do 2 days on the track. We're doing some media stuff for the year out there and kind of get everybody back in the swing. That effort, hasn't moved since October. So it's time to get the cobwebs kicked off and get going again on that.
And back to the 24-hour effort. Tom Blomqvist, who else is going to be in the car this weekend?
So I have Simon Pagano, Colin Braun and Elio Castroneves. So, you know, Simon, Elio, and Tom won the race last year. Elio's going for 3 in a row. He's won the last 2 years. So there's just great guys there that know it religiously, and we can't wait to get them out there.
Like I said, y'all won in 2012. You won last year. Do you only win in years when there's a 2 at the end of it?
I know.
You hope not, right?
Every 10. We don't want it to be every 10. So we look forward. We're going to do everything we can.
Hey, last 2 questions. What is it about the Daytona 24 that intrigues you? Besides the fact you like to stay up all night.
No, I think it's the hardest race in the world to win. I mean, it's when you go 24 hours, as hard as you can go, there's no saving much of anything. It's so hard to win because there's so much that can go wrong. And I've done it, this is I think my 18th or 19th in a row, and we've won it twice. So our batting average isn't great, but it is a challenge every single time. And just the feeling of surviving it and finishing in the top 5, of which we have a lot of, is a great feeling. But to win it is just a pressure relief valve going off.
And let's think, with a new hybrid power change we touched on a while ago, did you have to add people to the stand or
Sure.
to the computers to figure out? I mean, because I would think it's a little bit of an unknown, right?
We have 7 engineers plus 10 mechanics and all kinds of support people now. So we've added probably 3 to 4 people just because we've gone to hybrid electric. And I think over time we can get that a little more efficient, but at least initially to get it going, it's a very intensive car. And it's the wave of the future, and it's what the OEMs who want, and it's the way we're headed. So we needed to get on board.
I asked you this last year. Can you ever see a Daytona 24-hour that's all electric?
Not in my time.
Okay.
Not in my time.
That's what you keep saying.
I just don't see it. We can't really, I just don't see it yet. I mean, listen, the technology is tremendous.
Yeah.
What we're doing with cars these days and electricity is some of the neatest stuff I've ever seen. But to get it to where it's full electric, it's probably not in my time, but will come eventually.
Well, Neo, for example, has that where you can drive into a place and it changes your battery immediately.
Yeah. So,
so it's coming, right?
As it evolves, I think it's, there's all kinds of possibility, but I'm still, I guess, a little old school and like the sound, and a lot of people do too.
Hey, I always have one more question, but I've always wanted to ask you this. What is the secret to staying up all night? Do you even get a cat nap? Because you're sort of like, if anybody has an ultimate question, it comes to you. You can't be sleeping, I don't think, when that happens.
We take some energy enhancement stuff I do about 4 a.m. And once you get past that crest between 4 and 6:30, you're okay, and the light comes on. Last year it was 31 degrees at 4 a.m., and it was just brutal. This year it's going to be at 52 or 53, so that's a lot better. We also have new clothing now that have heaters built in, so we're ready for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Shank, he's ready for everything for the Daytona 24.